Most FIFA players often struggle to create effective goal scoring opportunities in FIFA 23, and I am going to help you solve that problem, right? So we are going to focus on the principles of FIFA and as well as the meta, both things, right? Talking about the principles, build up starts the moment you win the ball back, right? Right now we are playing a 4-4-2 and our goal is to play in triangles. Your goal before making a decision should always be to look up and then make a decision, right? In this situation, you can see that we have Mbappe through on goal. So if we do a normal ground through pass, he will be through, right? Because the opponent has pulled his player out of position. I always tell this to people. In FIFA, when we are attacking, the goal is to find the space and then exploit the space. We have found the space. Now our goal is to exploit it. How can we do that? By using a normal triangle through pass. It's no rocket science, right? But instead, I will go for the lob through pass. Why? Because I am focused on this all-over run, right? I want to play the ball to him. Luckily, I get the ball back. Now we are going to focus on the principle. What is the principle? Passing the ball in triangles, right? Just see how we score this goal. Very nice. It looks I'm using fancy skill moves, but there is more to that. Now this tutorial might apply to the general FIFA audience. However, many players will find it tough to implement it in their game. That is why you might want to consider personal coaching, so check the description. We are going to focus on using a passing mechanic that is not often used in FIFA 23, right? Look, we're passing the ball in triangles with Griezmann. We need to get the ball quickly into Kylian Mbappe, because as you can see, guys, this guy is about to mark Mbappe with his defender, right? He is about to cut the ball into Mbappe with his defender. And how can we prevent this from happening? How can we quickly get the ball into the feet of Mbappe? This is when we have to use a crucial passing mechanic in our build-up, that is the driven pass. The moment you start to use the driven pass, your tempo will go from here to here, right? Now see, because we use the driven pass, ball goes into Mbappe's feet. Now the goal is to find the space, exploit the space, right? Like I said, the goal is to find the space, exploit the space. Now we have found the space over here, right? What is the best way of bursting into that space? We will use the step over sprint boost, right? So if someone tells you you can only use the principles to win, that is not entirely correct. You have to use meta of some sorts, right? Step over speed boost is a meta. So we will use the meta skill move, that is step over speed boost, and burst into this space. I use the step over, I burst into the space, I stop with L1. Although I could have had shot, I should have shot if I'm being honest, but we will go with the reverse elastico, right? Find the space, exploit the space, and we will end up scoring this easy goal. Look at this goal in real time. Here we are using these key principles. Passing the ball in the direction we are facing, right? Passing the ball in triangles from LCM into LB into LM, right? And in order to get the ball to our striker, we are using the driven pass. Driven pass from the wing into the midfield is very overpowered. And once we are in this area, we will use the step over speed boost to get in front of the opponent. Now we have to use the principle of pressing. Yes, pressing the opponent. See, in this example, I am losing the game. I need to get the ball back quickly, so I'm going to manually press the opponent. Pressing and building up go hand in hand, right? You see, with Ramos, what am I gonna do with Ramos? With Ramos, I can see there is space for Mbappe. I intentionally give him this space. And with Ramos, he is going to think, see, this is how you have to move with your center backs, right? He is going to think that, okay, I'm marking this pass. But with Ramos, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna take Ramos and cut this pass into Mbappe quickly with the white arrow, right? See, and what happens is that I end up winning the ball back quickly. Now I have to exploit the space. I will tell Diaby to run, but I will not use Diaby. Because I told Diaby to run, now he is going to mark this Diaby's run. But we will not use it. We will use it as a decoy run. So using L1 to trigger runs as decoy attacking runs, it is very important. These are all the build-up tricks that you need, right? Afterwards, we play the ball into Mbappe. With Mbappe, we will instead go to Bale and end up scoring this easy goal. So how did we score this goal? We used the principle of pressing, effective pressing, right? Trapping the opponent, the baiting technique, which we will cover in another video. And afterwards, we used the key principle of decoy runs. We used L1 to trigger runs. We told Diaby to run forward. We faked him and ended up scoring the goal with Bale. Like I say, it's a game of chess. You have to find the space, exploit the space. But how can you find the space, right? Most players will play this pass into Diaby. But we saw that there is space over here. We had to exploit it. So we did enough to make sure that Bale makes the run and we end up giving the ball into him. Now once again, guys, we will use all these principles, right? With Weghorst, we tell Weghorst to run. But we don't immediately make the pass into Weghorst. Why don't we immediately make the pass to him? Because he must be on the last man, then I will make that pass, right? Using the step over speed boost, people might say this is ready play. This is not ready play, right? You will see how I'm combining all these principles to score this goal. Just see. Now let's break it down. I tell Vergos to run, right? He is on the run, and now I'm going to create a triangle. I'm going to play the ball into Mbappe. With Mbappe, I'm going to play the ball into Griezmann. But then I will play a 1-2 between them. Why? Because see, it's a good opponent and he knows that I'm going to pass the ball into Vergos. But I have to make him think that, okay, I'm not going to play the ball into Vergos, I've forgotten about him. But in my mind, I know the best way to make a pass. Remember this, guys. The best time to make a pass is when your player is on the last man, right? So I have to wait till he's on the last man. So I will buy the time by passing in between my strikers. Once he's on the last man, I will go with the through ball, right? And now we have to go in the byline. But it is very mainstream to go in the byline and score the goal. And good opponent will cover your options. So what will we do? We'll play the ball back to our CM. See, I tap L1. So I tell my Thuram to run in the space, triggering runs, right? Using the principle of triggering runs. Once Thuram is in the space, driven pass. Pass the ball into Griezmann. With Griezmann, right? See, over here, most players will think that this guy is going to go into the space and cut the ball back. Instead, we will do a ball roll, end up scoring this easy goal. So if you combine all these principles, that is triggering runs, that is using the driven pass, that is passing the ball in triangles, that is waiting till the player is on the last man in order to make the pass, using the meta skill moves like step over, using the meta skill move like ball rolls, reverse elastico, then there is no way that your build up will not improve. Now click here to learn these sprint boosts.